It turns out Canadians are having a harder time finding a job during the busy holiday season. A new report says seasonal job listings are 30% less than last holiday, while most Canadians are looking for seasonal work more than in recent years. So Doug Stevens is a retail expert. He is joining us from Toronto this morning. And Doug, when people think of the holiday shopping season, they think of bustling stores and packed malls. But what's driving employers not to beef up their workforces this year?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me, Anne-Marie. It's great to be with you. I think it's, on the one hand, a pretty straightforward story. We've seen, obviously, the consumer under pressure. We've seen high prices at the grocery store, high prices at the gas pump. Of course, the Bank of Canada has been trying to pump the brakes on inflation, and that has raised interest rates. And for some homeowners, that could mean higher mortgage interest. So I think everyone is anticipating that the consumer could be very cautious this holiday season. And so I think on the one hand, again, very straightforward story, retailers are hedging their bets on the holiday season. They don't want to overinvest in labor for fear that the holiday season may just not produce from a sales standpoint. So that's the one obvious side to it. On the other hand, there are some retail entities in the country that are indeed hiring. Amazon is currently in the process of hiring over 6,000 new employees, building new facilities around the country. And so it's kind of a tale of two cities, really.
Yeah. Well, some of the numbers that you're talking about why employers might be hiring less, let's talk about those. A lot of Canadians say they're going to scale back their holiday spending. A new BMO survey finding 78% of people that responded say they're going to buy fewer gifts this year. 51% say just thinking about holiday spending gives them anxiety, and 26% say they're going to buy gifts for fewer people this year. So businesses then pulling back on the workforce because perhaps just the buying won't be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've had this debate ongoing now for several months. Are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession yet? But I think whether we are or aren't, I think most economists agree that consumers have been under extraordinary pressure. We've seen headlines almost continually about high prices in the grocery store, high prices at the gas pump. And again, as interest rates have weighed on the real estate market, most Canadians judge their overall wealth and economic well-being by the value of that greatest holding in their lives, which is their real estate. So I think everyone's expecting a pretty tepid holiday season. Whether that comes to pass or not, who knows? Sometimes these things go in the opposite direction, but I think everyone's anticipating a soft season.
The shot of the mall behind me, it doesn't look very busy, and hopefully it's not that way for retailers in the holiday season, but a report from the Retail Council of Canada earlier this year finds that people just aren't going to shopping malls like they were pre-pandemic. So what effects could changing consumer behavior have on the seasonal job decline? People are shopping online.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's really part of the real story in all of this. As I said, Amazon has been on a hiring tear in Canada. They're opening massive new distribution facilities across the Western provinces, some here in Ontario as well. 6,000 employees in total. And that really goes to show that while the retail market in general may be soft, we're still seeing extraordinary growth of e-commerce in the country. And guess who owns most of that e-commerce growth? Amazon. They have about 40% of the e-commerce market in Canada. So again, it sort of shows you that, yes, traditional, conventional retail may be losing steam, generally speaking, in our lives, but it doesn't mean we're not buying. We're just not buying perhaps at the shopping center. We're
talking about seasonal employment, so looking ahead to next year, a lot of students are going to be entering the workforce during their summer vacation. Is there a concern at all that a reduction in seasonal job listings could persist into the summer?
Yeah, I think so. And again, a lot of that really depends on how we see the economy responding to these higher interest rates. We already see that they are having a damping effect on prices in the market. We're seeing inflation starting now to come under control. So whether or not we can achieve a soft landing in the spring, that is really going to determine sort of the overall feeling that consumers carry into the summer and beyond. So I think time will tell how this plays out, but we could definitely see lower hiring numbers well into 2024 as well.
Doug, always good to chat with you. Thanks for coming on this morning. Great to have you here.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.